Well, they're known for their sweet treats, but a bitter battle has broken out between two of Australia's most popular celebrity cooks. Live now to Today, Queensland reporter Kendall Gilding, who is at Brookie Bakehouse in Brisbane. Kendall, this is all a fight over alleged plagiarism.
That's right, Jane, and it's turned quite nasty. Nagi Maharshi, who's known for Recipe Tin Eats, has 5.5 million followers across Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. And last night she took to those platforms to accuse cookie queen Brooke Bellamy of copying her recipes. Brooke has 3.2 million followers. She shot to fame recently by sharing a day in her life as a Brisbane baker. Then last year, her first cookbook, Bake with Brookie, was published. That is where Nagi claims two recipes, a baklava and a caramel slice identical to hers, have been published. Now, Brookie says that that is not true. She's bit back, saying that none of the 100 recipes were copied. She also went on to share a photo of a caramel slice from 2016, saying she's been making this recipe for years before Nagi published hers online in 2020. She also added in a statement, "I immediately offered to remove both recipes to prevent further aggravation, which was communicated to Nagi." But that hasn't stopped the vitriol being piled onto Brooke. Nagi's supporters have flooded her social media today, posting hateful and nasty comments. Both of these chefs, Jane, are beloved by Australians, so this is a pretty tough one to slice down the middle.
Yep, sure is, Kendall. Thank you.
His biggest celebrity cooks, Recipe Tin Eats founder Nagi Maharshi and Brookie social media star Brooke Bellamy are locked in a copyright stoush.
Nagi claims that two of her recipes, including her famous caramel slice, appear almost word for word in Brooke's best-selling cookbook. Well, Brooke and publisher Penguin have denied the allegations. So joining us now to unpack it all is lawyer Jahan Kalanta and advertising expert Dee Madigan. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
All right, I want to come to you first, Jahan. So Nagi herself has actually conceded that it's difficult with recipes. They are obviously very similar. So in that case, how difficult is it to actually sue for something like this?
Very difficult. You're pushing a boulder uphill. I mean, there's an assumption when you put out a recipe, people are going to copy it, people are going to make changes to it, and people are going to alter it. But it's a fundamental different story to say, I put this recipe online and someone's now copied it almost verbatim, word for word. If you look at Nagi's post, she brings receipts, she puts side by side, and Brookie's released a statement saying, well, actually, I've been making this caramel slice for 4 years before this has happened. So it's very hard to see where the line is.
Food fight.
Food fight.
Where does it play out then if they decide to get busy with legal action?
Look, it's a very good question. I think there's going to be some very intellectually challenging questions for intellectual property lawyers. I think it's going to really be playing out in the court of public opinion. People sharing what they think and seeing, look, does this really, does it match up? And if it does match up, how do I feel about aligning myself with someone who is willing to steal a cookie recipe?
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. I mean, they're the same ingredients, right? Or near. I mean,
the same product.
This is like going back for centuries. I mean, there could be legal action
everywhere. Of course it is. And the truth of the matter is that this is an allegation, and Brookie's entitled to have her day and to refute it. And there's no proof one way or the other.
Brand-wise, sorry.
Oh, brand-wise, it's a different story.
How does it play
Like,
out?
you would think with food that it's just food influencers or whatever, but our emotional connection to food is huge.
Yes.
Like, they've done MRI things, and people's brains light up when they taste certain foods. The connection between brain and heart or emotion and food is huge.
That explains why I eat so much.
So, like, at the moment, like, they've got all these followers, millions of followers. They're going to choose sides. They're going to get really tribal. And once they choose sides, and then the brands who sponsor a lot of these food, you know, their blogs and things like that, will think, well, whose side do I want to be on? And then the ka-ching comes in.
Interesting.
So this is going to be bigger than the non-foodies would realise.
But isn't it? I mean, you're in this game. This is good for everyone's business.
No, it's not.
Okay, talk to me.
No, okay. Because of your emotional connection to the person you're following, you don't want to be in a relationship, if you like, with someone who you think might be stealing things or might be litigious on the other side.
Right.
Like, people are going to choose sides. So if you look at, say, Brookie's turned off her comments today because of the vitriol that was coming out. So, yeah, you think of these food cookers as just nice people in their kitchens.
Well,
Fired up those
So do you
followers.
think they should sue or not?
I think it's going to be really hard to prove, and I think that Nagi probably thought really long and hard about doing it, but felt that it was right to do it. My gut feeling is she's not going to sue. She doesn't need to.
Sounds like it
she's
might be
made her
difficult
point,
anyway.
I think.
I think that's right. I think Nagi's already said in her statements that she's come out and done this because she says it's the ethical right thing to do, and apparently there were some other creators who were affected, and because of her platform, she's somewhat insulated. But
A battle of the bakers has broken out, with one of Australia's most beloved home cooks accusing an international cookie queen of plagiarism. Live to Today Queensland reporter Kendall Gilding, who is at Brookie Bakehouse this morning. Kendall, this is all played out very publicly on social media.
Good morning, Jane. It sure has, and it's two sweet treats that have whipped up so much controversy. Nagi Maharshi, who's famously known for Recipe Tin Eats, took to her Instagram overnight and accused Brooke Bellamy of Brookie's Bakehouse of plagiarism. She shared two excerpts from the cookbook Bake with Brookie alongside her own recipes, claiming they're almost identical. She says that she contacted the publisher of that book, which is Penguin, and also Brooke directly late last year to ask them to remove the two recipes, but didn't hear any response. That cookbook has been a global success. It sold close to 100,000 copies, made $5 million in sales. Now, overnight, Brookie bit back. She took to her own Instagram saying that none of the 100 recipes in that cookbook have been plagiarised. She even went on to share a photo of her caramel slice recipe dated back in 2016, saying it's something she's been making with her mother for years. These two have huge social media followings. Nagi has 5.5 million followers across Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. Brookie has 3.2 million. So how exactly is this battle going to end? At the moment, it's playing out in the comments section of those social media pages, but Jane, could it be headed to court?
Goodness me. I love them both, so I feel very torn about this, Kendall. Thank you.